Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Everybody in the on the internets. What's going on? How are you, Jane?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a crazy day.
Yes.
Um, it's just it's been a crazy 10 days. 2021 has been a very interesting.
It's been off to an interesting start. Yes, for sure.
It's funny. Yeah, so the Expanse,
Yeah,
episode 6. I mean, or wait, yeah, episode 6. Uh, what'd you think? Overall thoughts?
I think it was good. I mean, I'm glad that we're finally past this sort of cliffhanger where they left us before. So we get some direction on where everything is headed. And I love the Naomi Philippe story
Mhm.
in particular. And I'm glad the drummer is getting a little bit more of a story. I complained about her last time.
Yes, because we talked about that, and the whole time I was thinking, "Oh, I wonder what Jane's thinking about
Yeah.
this,"
I
because
was
that's
impressed.
what I was expecting. I was expecting for her to have something to do. Like I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, come on, drummer, like something's gonna happen with you."
And they finally
Um,
opened a door for that. So I'm glad. I'm glad to see that.
I I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed in this episode, just because I thought it's just I felt like it was a little too slow. Like I was like, okay, something gonna happen. Like when it started with the hold on, let me share my screen and we'll kind of start breaking it down. If it, if my there we go. Okay, can we see that? Can you see that? I don't know
Yeah,
what's
I
happening.
can see it.
Okay, great. So when we started with of course this is the previously with what's her name? Yeah, Bobby and Alex in
Alex,
space.
yeah.
What do we call him again? What was our
Balix.
Alex? There we go. Alex and Bobby. So when they were like being badass and well at first I was like who are these people like I thought it might be drummer. I was like oh my god is it drummer like who are they getting rescued by? Is it Avasarala? And it
Mm-hmm.
turned out that it's neither. Oh hey Curtis is here. What's up
Hey,
Curtis?
yes.
Hey, thanks for being here. Um, yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, like they're being such badasses. Like when she was holding the ship and like that whole thing happened, I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, they're doing stuff like what's her name was being such a badass, Bobby.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then they left. Like that was it. Like it was like it was
Well, I
like
mean,
5 seconds of their, kind of like doing that, and then that was it for them for the entire episode. And I was like, really? Like
the
that was
spacewalk
it?
though was kind of exciting. When
Yes.
Alex, we weren't quite sure if he was going to reach the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that whole scene was so great. I'm trying to find it. Where the hell was that scene? That whole scene was so great. Oh, there it is. When he's like trying to get to the spacewalk and she's
Mhm.
like just killing it
Yeah.
literally. That
Oh,
was
that
so
part
cool. I
was
love this
amazing.
part where she's like holding the ship and she's like I don't know if I can hang on, like that was so cool. And he's just like I'm gonna jump for it. And then it was over like after that. And then
That was
they
cool.
did the badass thing and then I was like well what happened to them though? Like, oh, come on, I want more. Curtis says the only sci-fi TV show I look forward to. Yeah, right now it's basically the best one out there.
It really is.
I mean, I am looking forward to one more. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to Raised by Wolves season 2. I'm not gonna lie, I'm into that show. And the
And
longer it's taken for me to like wait for it, the more I'm appreciative of it. I'm like, I really need to make a review because I have a lot to say about that show.
I just need them to pick a direction because it seemed just sort of very sporadic. A lot of different concepts thrown together.
Mhm.
Pick one.
Yeah, no, I get you. Oh, Geeky Lizzie's here.
Hey,
Hi, hi,
Lizzie.
Geeky Lizzie. Thanks for being here. YouTube did not notify me till You saw my first post. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Well, YouTube doesn't like me for some reason. It's really weird. That's okay. That's okay. I don't take it personally.
I did
So
think
yeah.
this was a great show, a great little scene to represent sort of like the Martian strength,
Hmm. Hmm.
resilience, endurance, their skill in space. I thought that was really good.
I thought so too. And like that scene where like she kind of just sticks her hand into the like from the thing and just shoots the guy. I was like, oh,
Oh,
like
that
this
was
is
freaking
dope.
epic. That was epic.
Hmm.
And just kept shooting. Like,
Hmm.
wow.
Well, I was freaking out for a second because I was like, wait, who are these people? Is that drummer's crew? And then she killed them. And I was like, I don't think that's drummer's crew because she wouldn't kill those people. But yeah, so I think they were like the people that tried to kill them, like the last episode, and
Yeah,
then
I
they
think
found them
so.
adrift. So they tried to kill him or something.
Yeah.
So then let's backtrack a little bit. Then we go to Avasarala, which is devastated because
Yes.
her husband might be on Earth,
Hmm.
and her daughter survived. Her daughter and her family are on their way to the moon, but who knows if the husband has survived. Uh, I like that she's sad and everything, but I was kind of surprised that this dude ended up being like the new
Yeah.
head of the thing. Like I thought that they were gonna like she was gonna take that position. But I guess because she was so demoted, like this guy turned out to be like he was like the transportation head of the transportation or
Yeah,
something like that.
something
And
like
now he's
that.
I thought that was kind of silly. I'm not even
I
gonna lie.
thought it was also kind of contrived to make him look weaker. I mean, this could have been a stronger character. I don't know why he had to be, sort of go to her like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a fish out of water, blah blah blah." Dude, you're in government. You've been in government for a while now. You took the position because you knew more about whatever it was that you did.
Transportation.
Transportation. I mean, you are clearly capable.
Yeah, get it together, dude.
Dude,
Grow a
man
pair.
up. He goes to
Yeah.
her all meek. Like you can even see it in this still image. It's like, dude,
Yeah, he's just like totally giving her those doe eyes, like, please help
please
me.
help me.
Oh my God. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that that was, oh, how much did I miss? You haven't missed much. We've just been talking about the first, just that Bobby and,
Yeah.
Balix being badass together. And that I was kind of disappointed that it was only like a 5 minute scene, but that their scene was really cool. Other than that, we're just talking about Amasarala now. That I'm surprised that she like I was totally thinking that she's gonna be, they're gonna go to her. She saved the freaking planet. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like who
And they
else do you want in
I
charge?
think they will, but this is just her opportunity to get back in the room because she'd been blackballed from everyone at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think she'll end up there.
Curtis says that was a great scene, really showing how space really works. No sound and how they moved. Yeah, I love that. The physics. I mean, the physics in this show in general is just really well done. Like
Yeah.
a lot of it is really well done. I love it. Um, because it shows like the physics of our world. Now, I would be interested if it was different, if they went through a gate and it was
Mm.
totally different in, one of the gates that they go through. Like, but then again, my mind is way more complex than,
No, but
uh,
I think that's what you were saying before about how we wanted to see more of those worlds in the ring gate, and they
mhm.
could have played with that idea a little bit
Yes.
more. It would have been more
Yeah.
interesting to see, but
We'll
maybe
see what happens. Right now, they're just focusing on this weird stuff, like this, like, like, oh, like who's going to be in power now? This dude. Okay.
yeah,
No,
power
that's not it.
plays and politics.
So she accepts being on his team because he's so this scene was great when she put on her jewelry
Oh yeah.
because I'll tell you one thing. You know how I told you she's Persian?
Mhm.
Persians love their jewelry. And it was a really it was a nod to the Persian culture because they just kind of like no matter what's going down, you got to wear your jewelry. Like you got to look the part. So even if your husband might be dead and the earth is suffering, Avasarala puts on her jewelry. She's got to put on her face, like it's just like that game face. And I appreciate that. I
I kind of
appreciate
almost took it as her putting on her crown too.
kind of like that. Yeah, she is that queen. So then she leaves, and then we catch up with Amos. My husband's been calling him Aimless Amos,
Yeah.
which kind of seems like he is right now. So he's with Julie Mao's sister. What was her name again?
Oh, what is her name? I keep forgetting. Clarissa.
Okay, Clarissa Mao. So he's with Clarissa Mao, and they're trying to find. Oh, there we go. Hey, Jeff says Warface. Yeah, yeah. Persian Warface is like
Yeah.
jewelry. My aunt used to have like this insane like gold kind of like those Egyptian necklaces that are like
Mhm.
just the whole
Massive.
thing. And she would wear it like everywhere. She would like wear it to like the grocery store, like in Iran, or like if she would go to like the fish market, she'd have it on with like giant like gold
That'd be
earrings and everything.
fabulous.
She didn't even give a fuck. Like, and my uncle would be like, where are you going, to a party? And she's like, no, I'm just going out, and I gotta put it on. This is my thing. Um, Curtis says her hands shaking. Yeah, that was great. She's just
Yeah.
like so. Her nerves are wrecked. Well, I mean, I would be too. Like if my husband was like missing after some sort of asteroid attack, I'd be like, FML. Philip's here. Hi, Philip.
Hey,
Says
Philip.
it was a really jarring scene. Amasalada, I think you mean Amansarala, so shaken up, especially when she's been unflappable. Wow, that's an interesting word. Through so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was great. She's great. She's a great
And she
actress.
pulled it together. She pulled it together in the
She
end
did.
because she does. I mean,
Yeah,
she's a
that's what you
leader.
gotta do. She's a strong woman. That's what a strong woman is. See, I like how they go from this really strong woman, Bobby,
Hmm.
physically, to this really mentally strong woman, which is Avasarala. Like that's really
Right.
cool. I love the Clarissa and Amos chemistry, battle buddies. I like that too. And I really liked something about the ending of the episodes, which we'll get to. I'm gonna talk about that
Yeah.
later. We're breaking it down. But so they're kind of like they wanted to go through this, but then she doesn't have an ID, so she's like, oh, like they're gonna kill me. So like let's take a walk, and then he's like, let's go to Boston. So they're gonna start heading there. Um, their story is a little weird for me right now because I'm like, where's this going? Like, how are you gonna get back to your crew? Uh,
Yeah. I
like,
almost feel like her entire story was just created to get her. I mean, they need her physically. So
yeah,
now we have her and it's back to the ship. So everything in between
yeah.
is interesting, but it's just kind of filler.
It totally seems like a filler. That's what I felt about this episode. I thought this entire episode was kind of a filler. Oh, and then we get like 5 minutes of Holden, which I was like,
I mean, it's
Holden.
5 minutes of holding.
I mean, 5 minutes is better than nothing, but it was kind of a really nothing happened 5 minutes. Why did it freeze? Come on now. Come on, get it together.
Literally nothing happened except that girl got on the ship.
Yeah, that girl got off the ship, and then they fixed the Rossi, even though I mean he's an idiot and he should have known that it was going to be compromised after that lady who was like the main engineer tried to kill the what's his name?
Johnson.
Yeah, Fred Johnson, which she did. Um,
Exactly.
and then they're like, oh, what? Like our
Anyone,
ship is compromised, huh?
yeah, anyone else would have been like, let's check the ship.
Like, wait a minute. Hold it. Hey, Daisy's here. Hello, Daisy. Says, I love Avasarala, beautiful, strong woman. I agree. She's one of my favorite characters. I think she's great. I really, really like her. Yeah. And Curtis says, quick question. I read Cass Anvar had to leave the show at the end of the season. Did you hear this? No, I didn't. Did you hear about this? Who's that? Let me see.
I
Oh,
had not
Alex.
heard that. But I hope not, because I
Wait,
hate.
wait. Oh my God. The first thing that came up was the Expanse star Cass Avar will cooperate with investigation to refute sexual misconduct allegations. What?
No,
But this
no.
is back in June 29th. This is a long time ago. That's
Okay,
crazy.
maybe. Wait, what?
This is the first thing that came up. Not even joking. But this article was written in June 29th. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to read
Okay,
about this later.
CBR. Yeah, CBR is reporting that he's not coming back.
Not for season 6?
Right?
What? Why?
Oh, I don't know.
Breaking news on this.
That would be so sad what that could possibly mean in the show.
Oh no. Well, that's terrible. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing this and share this article because apparently this is breaking news here. Because I didn't know about this. It says the Expanse's Cass Anvar won't be in season 6 following a third-party investigation of sexual harassment and assault allegation. Cass Anvar will not be in the Expanse's final season. That's terrible.
That's insane.
Buried in the deadline announcement that the Expanse has been renewed for a 6th, yay, and final season was another very important news. Cass Anvar, who has played the Martian pilot Alex Kamal in the first 5 seasons of the show, will not be returning to the final season. This announcement comes as an official investigation by third party on behalf of Alkin Studios due to many allegations of abuse and harassment made against Anvar by both co-workers and fans, some of whom were under the age of 18.
No.
What? Anvar will be in season 5, set to premiere in season 16, filming the 5th season, finished before the allegations against Anvar came to light. While it's unclear what Anvar's presence is in season 5 might look like, the actress character has appeared in promotional content for the upcoming season. For many Expanse fans, Anvar's presence in the upcoming season complicates the viewing experience. Personally, while I'm looking forward to season 5, I like many other Expanse fans, I'm anticipating that I didn't want to know this. This is terrible. Thanks a lot, Curtis. I'm just joking. Oh man, like he's not gonna be back.
That sucks.
Well, what's gonna happen to his character now? Are they gonna just kill him off and get a new pilot? Like this is terrible.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's terrible. That
goodness.
just ruined my Sunday.
I'm sad. Damn it, Curtis. That's okay. It's not your fault. Curtis says, "Oh my God, I broke news." Vigilante Williamson, hey, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Hey, team Infinite Theory. Oh, I like that.
Cool.
I like that. That's our new show's name, Infinite Theory.
I like it.
I really appreciate that name, Vigilante Williamson. Jeffrey says Bobby is the new pilot for the Rossi. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess I can get behind that, but that's still sad. I really liked Alex. That's terrible.
Honestly, I like Bobby's ship better.
Curtis says I saw it 2 days ago. I'm sad. Okay, yeah. I mean, I so when I first Googled it, that was the first thing that came up in June. It said he was some sort of sexual conduct situation. I don't know the details though. I'm definitely going to be getting into the details after this. Like, I wonder if it's real, if it's fake. You never know anymore these days. Like if it's like a real thing. Curtis says, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. I'm just joking. I mean, this is actually good for my show. We got breaking news.
Yeah.
This is terrible. Jeff says a major break from the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could recast him, but
Yeah, Vigilante says, awesome, use it. I will. Infinite Theory.
Thank you.
Yeah, Infinite Theory. Daisy likes it. There we go. Curtis says, I thought like Jayne that they were going to kill him in the jump in space.
Would have been perfect.
That would have been a good, yeah, I mean, but not really though, because that would have been like really weird, like a really weird way to die. I would have been like, what?
It would have
Like,
been
no.
realistic though. Because the jump he made, I mean, that was a huge risk.
It's true. It's true.
Like, can you
Not
imagine doing that?
Oliver says not as sad as women he abused. Well, that's true also if it's true. If it's true, because I don't know anymore. You can never tell anymore today. I mean, if like 100%, if he's a sleazeball and he's been doing stuff that, naughty things that he shouldn't be doing, you're 100% correct. But if it's like some weird stuff, then I don't know. That's terrible.
I mean, I just think it's sad in terms of the story, like for the character. I mean,
Yeah,
if the
for the
actor goes to
character.
jail, oh well.
I mean, I'm sad for Alex, not the guy. Like Alex, like the character. Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen to him now? Like, that sucks. Um, Cass dissed Kara once. He forgot she was also Canadian. That's funny. Darren, hi Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Greetings, Nina and Jayne. Infinite Theory, nice ring to it. I agree. I agree. Okay, so let's get back to the episode. We were at where Holden was hanging out.
Holden's little 5 minutes in this episode.
Yeah, like, let's get the Rossi up and running. Okay, here we go. Here you are, Holden. All right, where are we? Okay, so then they leave, and that interview chick joins them, which was like, okay. I mean, I like her, so I was like, all right.
Yeah. He gives her some sort of privileges or whatever, and guest.
Yeah, she gets guest privileges, and then he kind of looks forlornly at, her picture. Like, where are you? And that was it. And then we get the opening, which is amazing, and then we had this scene, which was dope, and then here we are. Okay, so
why does Marco have to be so weird?
Well, aren't all weirdo terrorists weird? Like,
but I mean, it's just, it's like the hot crazy index.
You're so right. It's so true.
It's such a waste of curly hair.
That's very true. Oh my God. Well, so he's doing his thing, and then he's pissed at Naomi, and he's pissed at this dude for giving up the Rossi's information to her. And like, the kid's kind of shocked. Like, look at his face. He's like kind of shocked to see his dad like talk to that dude in the way that I don't know what his name is. That's why I keep calling him that dude.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. He's kind of shocked that he's talking to him that way, because I guess that guy kind of like raised Philip, like helped raise him.
He's like a father figure or a grandfather figure.
Even more so than Marco, right? Mm-hmm. Because I guess Marco was off doing his terrorist thing while, this guy was like raising Philip. And so he's kind of shocked about how he's, reacting to everything. And then he goes, you got to space her, like, to Naomi.
Right.
And Philip's like, what? And he obviously doesn't want to like kill his mom. So, this guy finally stands up, and he's like, why don't you do it yourself? Like, he kind of stands up to Marco. And I thought that was a cool scene, because I don't think anyone's ever stood up to Marco like that. I don't think anyone's got the balls, really.
No one besides him. And I think it goes back to his relationship to all three of them. He's about the only one who could do it and survive it.
Yeah, and I half expected, like, I almost expected him to like Marco to either stab him or punch him or something to like kind of put him in place. But then he didn't do anything. So I was like, whoa, this guy really has a say.
Yeah.
With Marco. And then this chick comes up and she's like, next time you want to freaking
Yeah.
really got her, if you really want her to space, you talk to me.
Well, and she may need to watch that because I got the sense that Marco really wasn't going to space Naomi.
No, he
No hurt
wasn't.
feelings. And so if this girl is a serious, uncontrollable threat to Naomi, he could easily kill her. Like if
Yeah.
Naomi dies, it'll be on his terms, not hers.
Yeah. Okay. Tyr is that guy. Thank you.
Tyr, yeah.
Tyr. Okay. Thank you very much, Jeff. I'm so glad you're here. Marcos reminds me of Charles Manson, says Jeff. Wow.
He kind of reminds me of what was the terrorist from Saudi Arabia?
I don't know.
The 9/11 guy? I can't remember.
I don't know. Daisy says, good looking terrorist. Such a waste. Yeah. Well, I mean, some pretty boys are really psycho, like Ted Bundy. That guy was fucked up. I don't know if I don't know if he gives him more of, I don't know.
Osama bin Laden. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh my God. You could have said the head of Al Qaeda. I would have been like Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, because I mean, with the education, the looks, and all of this, it's like he should have not been a terrorist. And yet,
Marco was way better than Osama. I'm just saying.
well, yeah.
But I don't know if Marcos gives me a Charles Manson vibe, because Charles Manson was a lot more
Insane.
well, not just insane. Like he was a lot more. Well, yeah, but he was a lot more like he wasn't like, let's nuke everyone. He was like, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people and like have a cult. Like it wasn't like this dude killed like millions of people with like asteroids.
But at least he has a political aim and objective. Manson was just like a cult.
Yeah, he was nuts.
Like no particular reason beyond that.
Yeah, he just wanted power over people. Okay, so I'll remember that guy's name now. Tyr. Okay. Curtis said, Amos is my favorite character. He tries to be good, but a broken toy. Yeah, we'll get to that. Because I have
he
thoughts.
knows it. He's conscious of it.
Wes Chapman birthday, same as mine. So got to like Amos. Oh, that's funny. Hello, Null White.
Hey.
Bin Laden. That's funny.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You guys got it.
Everyone in the chat knew.
Everyone in the chat knew except us. Well, I mean, if you had said, you needed to give better clues, Jayne. I was like, huh? Jess says, why do you think Marcos sends her with drummer? Gets her away from Philip and Naomi. Ooh. See, I didn't
even pick up on that.
I didn't pick up on that, Jeff. I didn't pick up on that. That's a good one.
Good point.
Very good point. Although I know you read the book, so it's kind of cheating, but it's not.
But that would get her out of the way. And
that's true. That gets her out of the way. Yeah. That's true. I didn't even think about that. A little bit Charles in his acting. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe a little bit. I feel like he's more like a Ted Bundy type. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Charles Manson was so ugly. I just can't see it.
Right. It's just you can't really compare the two.
No. In real life, Marcos is a good friend with drummer.
Really?
Oh, that's cool. I would think that they would all be good friends, because that's what usually happens when you're on set with somebody for so long.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Cavitenyo Che, thank you for being here. Says Jayne Theory, do you mean Osama bin Laden, the son of the
Yes, that one.
Yes. Curtis says, if you watch old Charles Manson interviews, you can see it. I have. I just think he's really ugly, even when he was young. So I don't see the correlation between the physical looks, but I guess I could see like mentally speaking.
Yeah.
Um, I see it more like Ted Bundy though. I really do. I think he's more conniving like Ted. Cavatinho says, or should I say the man people think was alphabet agent named Tim Wilson? Okay, we're moving on. Okay.
That's funny.
So this chick is kind of nuts, is the moral of the story. And
Yeah.
I like her lipstick though. I have to say.
Mm.
I like her lipstick.
She just seems very jealous.
She is. She's very jealous. I actually thought it was really interesting to what she did say to him because she was like, "So did you really want that done?" You know, and he was like, "What do you think?" Like, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did. I thought he really did want her killed until that chick came and said that. I was like, "Oh, he doesn't really actually want that done." Like that was just bluffing. So then Philip is talking to Tyr about what happened, and they're kind of like, I mean, he's shocked
Yeah.
about everything.
He's never
So
seen them fight before.
yeah, I mean, I think his eyes are just keeps opening, especially the stuff that his mom's been telling him now too.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's starting to realize like, okay, my dad's nuts, and maybe there was a reason she left me, and like
Exactly.
had to get away from that guy because he's fucking crazy.
Right. Exactly.
So he goes to see his mom. His mom's happy that, you know, her new family's saved, uh, which is kind of, that was kind of mean. Like the way she
I mean,
said that
she's
to him.
pissed off though. I mean, she's sick of him and it and his foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's kind of sad when you're like telling your kid, like, yeah, I do have a new family, and
Look, these
sorry.
are builders. He has to be tough.
That's
Deal
true.
with it.
That's true. Jess
They
says
don't
you two
hold back.
inspired my supposition about jealous chick. Oh.
Mm.
Oh, well, there you go. That's interesting. Um, Curtis says I was speaking mannerisms, not looks.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah, maybe, maybe. What? Sure, ladies love a guy with a swastika tattooed to his forehead. What the? He didn't always have that, you know. He got that in prison.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got that like way later.
Oh.
Um, when he was like when he hadn't done all the murders, he still looked sane. Like he was like you know, a productive member of society looking person, but he wasn't really. He was crazy. Um, what's it called? Okay, so then oh, this was funny. This rickety bridge to me was hilarious because I was like, okay, so we're on Earth, it's the future, but then there's still like rickety, you know, wooden bridges
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. There'll always be rickety wooden bridges.
It just tells me that they are never going to spend our tax dollars properly. Never. We're always going to have potholes. We're always going to have rickety
Rickety
bridges.
wooden bridges. Oh,
Nothing is going to improve in the future.
oh my God. Jeff says, did Philip see Naomi's knife? Is a question I have seen. Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He already said
Yes.
so.
He did.
He knew that he was going to kill, or she was going to kill him. That's why he stopped her. But yeah.
That's why Marco was upset.
Mm-hmm. So that's why they're you know, walking in the woods and they're talking about the trees, which this whole scene, I was like, oh my God, this is such a filler. Like, is something gonna happen? Like, look, how long they're just like walking and talking about trees. I was like, is this really happening right now? Like, meanwhile, you had that whole scene with Alex and Bobby, like it was so exciting. I was like, you know, got the blood pumping in your veins, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? And then you have this surreally slow scene for a really long time, and they're just like walking. They see
And
a dead
she's
body.
whining the entire time.
Sorry?
Like, she's whining the entire time. Like, just we know we know you're tired. We know you're sick. Be quiet.
Yeah, yeah. And then they see this dead body, which I was like, where the did this dead body come from? Like out of
Yeah,
nowhere. There's only
I know.
one. I was like, what? Like it would have made sense if there was like a bunch of them or like it looked like something had happened in the area. It didn't look like this was the asteroid impact or anything. It was just like one dead body. It was really
Well, I think
weird.
people are walking through the woods, so I mean, maybe he didn't have resources or something, but it just happened. So it's like people shouldn't be struggling like this after one day.
Yeah, it's like didn't it happen like 3 days ago? Like this made
Yeah,
it seem like it's been like 6 months. Like, dude,
exactly.
even
It's
even
like,
in
like
six
people
months, you
going
still
to
have city centers, and not everybody like is like her that doesn't want to get DNA tested and get an ID because they were offering rides and shuttles to places.
no.
So, I mean,
Everyone
how many?
whose house hasn't collapsed should be fine.
Yeah, this was weird to me. I was like, where did this fucking guy come from? So then they take his stuff, they take his shoes, whatever. Again, it was so long. The scene was so long. I was like, please, something happened. And then they see this dude, and I was like, oh, something's
Some random dude sitting in the woods. Why?
with
Why?
a fire for no reason. Like, and he's like, oh, I'm heading north away from this other crazy dude's house. Like you guys should come with me. And they're like, no thanks, buddy. We're just gonna, hang out by your fire for a minute and then we're gonna leave. And then they leave. Uh, and Amos is all like sketch because he's like, you don't know what people are like. They're gonna like this guy's gonna follow you. And at first I thought it was right because I was like, you never know. Like in like end of the world
Sure.
stories, like I never trust anybody. Like I'd be like, that fucking guy's gonna rape me or something. Like I don't know, like whatever, right? Uh, but she was all like, you're being sketched for nothing. Like that guy's not gonna do anything to us. And I was just like, yeah, I guess. I mean, you guys are murderers, so I don't know why you're so concerned about one
Yeah.
dude.
Like if this guy had come upon them, one or the other would have killed him easily.
Yeah, like who cares? Like,
They are the danger in the woods right now.
yeah. Jeff said that bridges in Canada, so relax. Well, like I meant Earth in general. Like Earth, like shouldn't have any more rickety wooden bridges. If we're going to frickin' Mars,
Right. We're
uh,
terraforming.
yeah, we're terraforming, and we're like now we've got the expanse to like other worlds, and we have rickety wooden bridges. I mean, some things will never change, I guess. West Chapman had to be talked out of stripping nude for that scene. Wow,
They talked him out of
I
it.
I, I enjoyed that scene.
I love that scene a lot.
That was great. Here, let me bring that up since we're talking about it. Yeah, because they make their way to. Oh, we still have some.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Okay, well that's fine because we'll just go back. So he's nude, and
Oh,
yeah, that was great.
look at yeah,
Where is it? Come on, come on. There we
right
go.
there.
Oh yeah, take it off, baby. Woo! So yeah, so he's that was funny though, because he was like, I'm not wearing anything. He had to be talked out of going nude. He should have gone nude.
I think so too. I
Why
mean, the
why
guy said, "Take it off."
why did they have to talk him out of it? That sucks. Damn it. Give the people what they want. Cavatinho Ches says, Belter sounds like people who love getting spanked with leather. Oh my.
Jalapeno.
Cavatinho, get your mind out of the gutter, man. Now White says, that nice jacket comment never paid off. Yeah. That guy was
It
dead.
it really didn't. I thought he recognized the jacket,
I
like
thought
maybe
so
the friend's
too. I
jacket.
thought so too. I was like, oh, is this guy gonna like kill him because he thinks they killed that guy for his jacket or something?
Right.
Like, is he gonna like start doing something about this nice jacket comment? Like, I was like, who's wearing this jacket? Where did this jacket come from? I don't know, but it was nothing. These are the kind of problems that I was having with this episode because there was a few things like the walk in the trees and this comment and like the certain things that just like didn't pay off at all. And I was like, why? Like we only have 4 episodes left in this season.
Right.
Like, let's go. Like, what's happening here? This was a total waste. Curtis says the crew of the Rossi is not being together this season was a hard to get used for me. Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, so we're 4 episodes in. Like, when are we going to get the crew of the Rossi back together? Like, it's, he's somewhere on Earth getting naked. Um, we got Bobby and freaking Alex, who's apparently a freaking weirdo now, in space adrift, and now they're doing their own thing. Avasarala is losing her mind. Well, she was never part of the crew, but Holden is being weird by himself on the Rossi, and now Naomi's with the weirdo Belters. Like, it's just like, let's go.
I
Like,
liked it. I like that we get, to see them on their own for a little bit. I think it's character development, and especially for Amos. I loved seeing a bit of his backstory, and I think in this scene we get to see his sort of his protectiveness of people he cares about.
But I thought they already had that last season, though. Like, we got this character development story already with him being with that girl, and then like how he was protective of the Rossi crew. He was like, like with when he was like choosing the size of the Corpos versus like, the Rossi, and like, like we've gotten that kind of that. This has been fleshed out already,
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, seriously, how close was he to this Clarissa, or not, what, Clarissa Mal?
Yeah.
Like,
He wasn't very close to her.
like who is she to him? Like, I don't even understand why he went to visit her, let alone like now he's all like, I'm gonna save you. I'm like, I would have just been like, peace, bitch. Like, you're free now. Bye. Like, I don't even care
Maybe
about
he
you.
empathizes with her as a killer. I don't know.
Maybe they're not making it very clear though. Curtis says he could have died from exposure. Well, I mean, it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was. It literally it wasn't that long.
Mm-mm, hey, 16-bit mascots here says everyone who reviewed Trek and disliked it recommended The Expanse. I watched the first episode. It didn't take. Um,
Hmm.
it takes a minute for The Expanse, I feel like, because the Expanse, especially season 1, like I feel like you need to make it to where Julie Mao's story starts. Because after that, like if you like space detective stories, then you'll like it. But
Yeah,
it takes a minute. It takes a
it
minute.
picks up later.
Yeah, it just takes a minute to get used to because it's such an it's an expensive world, so you have to get used to like the factions of the Belters and like, like what's going on. It takes a minute to get into. But I think like if you give it like if you watch a few more episodes and if you still don't really take into it, then you probably won't enjoy it.
I mean, it was kind of like dark too, in that sense that you have to sort of watch a couple episodes to figure out what's actually happening.
Yeah, with Dark, I told John 3. I was like, if you're gonna watch, you gotta watch for like the 3 episodes, and then once you get into the story, then you'll be like, okay, I'm into it or not. And he watched 1, and he was like, I was hooked.
Yeah.
He was like, 1 did it for me. Yeah. So I don't know. Vigilante says Bruce Wayne got his car repoed, and his lights turned off as soon as he lost his money. That's how it works in TV and movies. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see any blood on the dead guy either. I was like, how did I mean, he
Oh,
looked like he had died of exposure, but oh, you're talking about the dead body guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant Amos here. No, yeah, I mean, but then again, he had a jacket and everything. Like, why would he die of exposure? Isn't it the future? Shouldn't they have like thermal clothing? Like,
Like
like
no.
they go to space. Space is cold.
But Earth is like a ghetto.
Apparently. Jeff says it's mentioned by Holden that the power grid in North America is not working. Oh, that's true.
But dude, it's been like 3 days. I mean, it's like here where people panicked and started getting all the tissue at Walmart.
Well, that's why that guy was ready. Like the guy that they're in there, like this guy, like Amos and them went for. Like he was one of those people.
Ripper.
Oh, those guys are great. It was National Park where they were in the trees, remember? So I get the old bridge. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was probably left over for like one.
No,
It was like
no excuses.
they planted these trees. It's only been 100 years. I was like, 100 years? Where'd the trees go? Like that's not that long, you know?
None of this is that far in the future. It's only like what, 200 or 300 years?
I think so. It's not that long. Um, someone waxed or shit. Oh my god. Probably wax.
Probably.
Oh, it says too much Earth for a show about space. I
This is so
agree
true.
with you because I was like, where is the expanse? Like, I want the expanse. I need more planets, more worlds, more sun. Like, what is happening
I
right now?
mean,
Why are we going back to the Earth?
it's kind of realistic. I mean, your average person wouldn't make it to Mars or the belt or anywhere else. So Earth would be, the everyday experience for most people. It wouldn't even matter how advanced society is because most people wouldn't experience it.
That's true. Like some people would. Well, apparently talked about it from that guy, like the transport guy. He was like, "This is the first time I've been off planet." Like
Right.
he
Like the
was
head of transportation.
he was like a little nerd that had never left Earth like at all. Like I was like, dude, I would be like leaving Earth like the first minute to go to the moon. I'd be like, I want to see the Earth from space, like at least to the moon. Like maybe I won't go to Mars, but I would definitely go to the moon.
I would go to all of I mean, as an elected official, I would go to all of it.
Me too. But I mean, like, no, I'm saying if I was like close, like if I was an earther and I didn't like space, I'd be like, oh, at least I'm gonna go to the moon and check out the Earth from, the moon because it's a pretty sight. You get to see like,
Probably
all of
expensive though.
blue marble. It's probably not that expensive when it's that frequent. It's probably like the cost of a plane trip for us right now.
Eh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Jeff says the main story continues next season.
Oh,
Well, wait, are you telling me that this whole season's a freaking filler? Because that's what it feels like.
it may be.
Exactly what it feels like, and I'm pissed because I'm like, where is anything happening right now? Nothing. Freaking Holden is still just hanging out. Jeff says here, what? Here we see what happens to Amos away from his crew. He sees Clarissa as a fellow wounded soul. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
And Curtis agrees. She's broken like him. That's true. That's true. So
Mm,
let me just backtrack a little bit because we missed a little bit of what happened with the Belter people. Okay, so he went, oh wait, oops, don't play. Oh yeah, this chick was like doing it with this guy, which I was like, wait, what?
she's sleeping with everyone on the ship.
Yeah, she,
Is
she
this like Belter culture? They don't care?
I guess they don't care at all. They're just doing it.
Mm.
Um, and then she's being badass. They go and see uh Marcos because they really didn't have a choice, even though he thinks they gave him one. And she's of course thinking, I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch. I think that that's what's going on in the
Yeah.
back of her mind, and she's not really afraid to tell him pretty much to go fuck himself.
It was so cool too when she said your anger precedes you, I think is what she said. Or
Yeah,
your temper precedes you.
yeah, yeah. Um, which is
Yeah.
what I've been waiting for because I know she has a very big reputation in the belt. I thought this shot was really cool, like how she's like looking up at him and like, you know, he's kind of talking down to her, but the words that she says were so powerful that like it it doesn't matter that he's standing above, like, because it's just like the words were so powerful.
Yeah.
So then she kind of like, puts him in his place because she's like, you're a fucking idiot. So he comes down to her level.
Basically.
Um, and she's like, you know, you made me regret that I didn't fucking space your ass.
She's awesome.
She's great.
I take back everything I said.
I really like her. I really like her character. I hope that she ends up doing something about this idiot. So then, what else happens in this scene? They're
Well,
just
he
kind of like,
explains the agriculture. That was actually a question
oh,
I had too.
yes, that was interesting to me. Yeah, because they were like, well, we rely on food from the earth. This other guy, like, what are you gonna do? Which I thought his answer was ridiculous because he was like, yeah, we're gonna start like hydroponics in space, and then we're gonna like produce even more food than Earth. And I was like, are you for real, dude? Earth is a planet. Like, you're never gonna produce more food than a freaking planet. Like that's why you're supposed to go extend into other planets.
Right.
So
And
you
that's what he should have said. I mean, he did announce they were controlling the gate. So he
Mhm.
should have just said we're gonna grow food on the planets that we now conquer and own.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
dude, what it's very contrived.
Very
His
contrived.
entire army, I mean, the basis for his rebellion is
It
contrived.
feels like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's just kind of like going on for the ride, but actually, like he doesn't know what he's doing at all. Um, Slow burn. Watch all of season 1. Yeah, yeah, that's what I felt like too. Uh,
And
Jesse,
then you have the proto-molecule, so you could technically demand food from Earth.
yeah, you could demand a lot of things because you have that weapon. But that I don't know. It's just it's weird to me how they like. But also, like, I mean, what he said was so stupid. He's like, we're gonna like we're gonna produce more food than the Earth. I was like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, per some study. But at least he answered the question. I mean, I do like that he's being questioned about the practicality of what he's trying to do, and he didn't back down from that. He had an answer,
Mhm.
so that's something.
Philip, I agree. Philip says Drummer is the villain here for not spacing Marco when she should. I don't know if that's a villain thing. I think like that's more of something she's gonna have to live with for the rest of her life. Because I don't. She definitely didn't do it. It like she would have spaced him if she knew he was gonna kill like millions of people. Um,
I think it's a lot too about regrets. I mean, Philippe is going to have some regrets, as Naomi points out. Drummer has her regrets. Um,
mhm,
Amos and Clarissa are talking a lot about their past and what they regret. So
mhm.
yeah, it's a lot of that in this episode.
Yeah, and then you get kind of like Philippe was talking to his mom, to Naomi, about like different adventures that he has, like she's had with her because
Mhm.
with Drummer because they were good friends.
He
Uh,
almost leaks that she was on the ship. That was a funny scene.
that was funny. 16. That was really funny. 16-bit mascot says it's such a trope for sci-fi shows to have those I'm in the woods episodes. They spend so much time on sets and effects that they are forced into some cheap situations. Um, Maybe, yeah. I never really thought about it like that. Um, but this did feel like it dragged on a little bit for me. Scott is here. Hello, Scott says, I love Drummer. I wonder if she will take over Tycho Station. What happens with Tycho? I think the other guy's taken over Tycho for now. What was his name?
The sidekick guy.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
would love for her to take over
I
Tycho.
I thought she should totally take over Tycho. But right now I think she's more concerned about getting her revenge. Although now she's
Oh, speaking of which, what if she takes over the Free Navy?
ooh. Wait, doesn't he have the free navy?
Exactly when she kills him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that I hope that happens. I want her to kill him. I don't want it to be Naomi. I want it to be her. Like I think she should kill him.
Yeah,
Cuz like she's the one that spared his life. She gave him that chance and then he blew it. So like
mhm.
now she's the one that needs to
Fix
end.
her mistake.
Yeah. Frank Castle, nice name. says The Expanse is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi shows. That's great. Yeah, me too.
Mine
I mean,
too.
it's great so far. Let's see what happens at the end, Jane.
It has to have an ending.
It has to have an ending and it has to be good. Jane knows how I feel about shows without endings. They suck. Question: Does drummer know Marcos has Naomi? Do you think? Well, he almost let it slip. Like Philippe almost let it slip. So I think she kind of clued in. Like she was like, "Wait, what?" You know?
That lingering stare, I think, confirmed it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's because she's smart, you know. She's not like Marco. She's a smart character. She's smart, smart woman. So I
She's
think.
smart, but I also think Philippe was communicating to her that yes, she's on the ship.
Well, I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I think he was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry. Like you know, like you know, I'll tell her myself." And she was like, "Wait, what?" Like you know, it's like how do you know she's there? Like I thought that was pretty funny. Like or how do you know like where she is kind of thing. I think he's like basically like it was showing how Philippe is still really young and naive and just doesn't sometimes he speaks without thinking about it. So like that was one of the things that I thought it was showing still.
And that was similar to how Marco is too, when he went off about spacing Naomi.
Mhm.
Their personalities are very similar. Just erratic.
Yeah, exactly. She is. Scott says she's a badass chick. Drummers, so underrated. Like Bobby, both great characters. I agree. I really want Bobby to have more to do. That's why I was disappointed in this episode that we spent so much time in trees and not more with Bobby, kicking ass. I like her. I want to see her kick ass.
I haven't liked Drummer until literally now.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. I really
I
like
didn't,
her.
I didn't see them doing anything with her at all. She was just sort of there, and now suddenly she has an interesting storyline.
Yeah, no, I thought she always had a really interesting storyline. I really liked her chemistry with that other guy, the old guy that died.
Mhm.
And I was really sad, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like when he died, I was like, "Drummer's gonna lose her shit" because they were so close.
I
Um,
wanted her to die.
yeah, it was bad. But yeah, so like then they talk. And then we see this weird scene with them going in to this guy's property. He leaves her behind because he thinks she's such a weakling and she's going to be a problem. Goes there and talks to this dude because he wants to. I guess he just really wants to survive. He wants this guy's stuff. This is why
Yeah.
this is why he's here. He's here to do what he's doing.
Mhm.
Um, he makes up a bunch of bullshit story about some water recycler or something that he's left back there. He wants to get his stuff. I didn't think this guy was bullshitting. I really did think that guy, like he did have a son here. So when she came out and she started killing him, I was like, well, what about the son? Like he doesn't know that there's not another person in there. But she went nuts. That scene was crazy.
Well, but didn't the guy in the woods tell him it was a loner, or
Oh, that's true.
a guy alone in the cabin or something like that? So he knew he was lying.
That's true. So this scene was crazy when she's like kind of like, killing him with her bare hands. I was like, whoa.
It was shot so weird though.
It was shot very weird. Like I get what they were saying, but it was shot really weird.
What
So
were they saying? Because I didn't get it.
they were saying that she's so fast, like she's like like and she like basically killed him with her bare hands because she was just so quick. She's like lightning quick with her mods. But then I guess
See,
after the mods like do their work, she gets messed up from them because they like overwhelm her system.
but I thought her modification made her particularly strong.
Yeah, and
I
fast.
mean, if it also gave her enhanced speed, I understand, but she could have just broken his neck.
That's a
Like
good
that could have been the scene. Swoop in, break his neck, done.
that's a good point. I don't know why. Maybe she just lost her shit and she was like, instead of snapping your neck, I'm just gonna scratch you to death. Uh hey,
That's
that
such a
would have been
weird
better. She makes it better. What's it called? Not Panther.
Wolverine.
The one from Wonder Woman. What was her name?
Oh, Cheetah.
Cheetah. She makes a better Cheetah than Cheetah because she was all like, "I'm gonna kill you." She's
It took me out of it. It was just too cartoonish. I think it would have been better if we'd have just seen his neck
just like,
spin by
yeah,
itself, and
yeah.
she's then standing there and she collapses.
The sun lit it out, so and she figured it out. Okay, okay. Curtis says Kamina Drummer has become one of my favorite badass characters in The Expanse, and she is hot. She is very pretty. I agree. Uh, Frank says I didn't like Bobby originally, but her character grew on me. Me too, Bobby. I mean, me too,
Really?
Frank. I didn't like Bobby at first either. I was like, this chick is like weird. She's too manly. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling her. But then she totally grew on me. I was like, okay, I'm into
I
her.
liked her just because I liked the Martians. I don't know, I have a greater affinity for them for some reason.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, like I just thought she was too manly for a girl. So like I didn't like that. But then she was like she wasn't like when she, became like herself. Like she as a
Mhm.
soldier, she was very like that. But then when she
Yeah.
became Bobby, like then she like I saw her femininity and I thought that she like they're just making a really strong female character and I really like that. So I
I
was
took
like,
it as that sort of being a part of their culture and part of how they
mhm,
distinguished the Martians from the other groups, that
mhm.
they're tough and militaristic and all that.
Exactly. Although I have to say, like right now, I'm really disappointed with the
Mhm.
Martians. Like they basically have sold out entirely to Marco,
Yeah.
and like it's just like they just kind of freaking folded. Like what the
It's
fuck? Like they've given like the ships, weapons, like everything. Like it's like what the hell, man?
they collapsed. They just sort of gave up and
That was
left.
that's. I mean, don't you have to have like some sense of pride? Like that is just that's crazy. Um,
Yeah.
just as Ty and Dan and Naren brought Kara in season 2 to play drummer, and they liked her so much, they kept adding other book characters to her show character. I
Yeah.
ship I ship drummer and Ashford. Yeah, I did too. I really liked them together. I was really sad when he died. Curtis says he saw the ice build up on the rifle barrel. Oh, like it's been there
Okay.
for a while. See, I didn't catch that, man. That's good. That's good. That's true. I didn't even think about that.
That's interesting. Good
Nobody
point.
just like sits there forever. Yeah,
I mean,
Scott.
technically, they could have had the gun propped up there. The son just had to pull the trigger.
That's true. That's true. I didn't care for this side story. It seems so much of a filler episode.
Yeah.
That's Scott. I'm feeling you, man. That's exactly how I felt when the story was over, and I was like, "It's over." Like what? This was the episode? No,
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in this.
Mm.
So then they go in the building because she fucking look at this shit. Like she ripped the guy apart. Where there we go.
Yeah, it's like she's a werewolf.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood. She like literally like went into his like ow.
Stripped him of skin and bone.
That's nuts. So then he takes her inside, which I feel like there should be a lot more blood here. Like
Yeah, she should be covered in it.
she should be covered in it. I mean, at least the sleeve should be.
Well, now that I think about it, he could have cleaned her up because he's cleaned up, isn't he?
No,
Part
that's
of
like
it.
when he just brings her into the building.
Um.
Like so, she's just kind of
Oh,
puts her shirt on, and they just walk in, and then that like he puts her
yeah.
down.
She should be
And
covered in blood.
goes up, and I was like, ugh. And then he didn't even clean the couch. I was just like, that's gross, man. She's like sleeping in her own puke. Uh, so then he sees that, oh, there was nobody there, blah, blah, blah. The house is empty, puts a blanket on her. See, like, does puke on the freaking chair. And he just kind of lets that be, puts a blanket on her. She sleeps it off. Aw, they're there. And then she says something about monsters. And then there was that whole conversation about her writing a poem. And I was like,
Yeah.
why does any of this matter? Like, this is taking time.
That's
Let's move
filler.
then they have this. Okay, I guess this was less filler, like, because these people have that meeting about the,
The offer.
their choice to
Mm-hmm.
join Marco or not. And I liked her because she was like, fuck them. Like, like, I'm no murderer. Like, I'm not going to join this fucker. And then the other guys were like, we don't really have a choice. Like, you know, we need to join them because, he's going to kill us all if we don't. This guy, especially.
Yeah, I mean, either he's gonna kill him or the Earthers are. They don't have a choice.
That's true. I mean, the Earthers are definitely going to war now. Like, it's just the way it is. It's their reality now. They have to kind of be okay with where they're at, even though it was Marco that got them into it. Let's see here. We got a couple more comments. She's a badass Marine, Martian Marine. Yeah.
Martian
Yeah,
Marine.
she really is. I really liked what she did this episode. She's powerful presence and a strong female character. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of them in this series. That's why I really like her and the series in general. Curtis says, Jayne, you would never fire a gun with an obstruction in the barrel. Amos would know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I don't know anything about guns, but because I only know guns from video games and they're pretty easy to use in video games. Scott says, Drummer is a neo-realistic and she plays the long game. She is so mythological in terms of how she thinks. I agree. I think she is playing the long game, and that's good because you have to when it comes to weirdos like Marco.
Yeah.
You can't just like jump in and be like, I'm going to kill you now, like the way Naomi did. But I also like what Naomi said because, when she was talking to Philippe and he was like, well, like you were going to die if you did that. And she was like, that's fine. That was going to be my last act, taking this guy out with me. So there's a thing to that as well. Like, like if you're gonna go out, go in a place of glory kind of thing, right? Like, take the main guy with you. Like, I can understand that, but there's also something to being more strategic like Drummer is. And I'm more of the strategic type. I'm more like Drummer. That's why I like Drummer.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Naomi. So.
And you can tell that she's definitely holding back.
Oh yeah. She's kind of. I think she's also feeling like here she's just feeling what everybody has to say and like where she stands because she knows where she's gonna go, but she wants to know how many followers she actually has. So like, for example, she knows now that girl who's like, fuck this Marco dude, is gonna be on her team because of how she feels. Like that's this chick right here.
Yeah.
Like, now she knows like who is on whose side kind of thing. Whereas in this guy, she's like, okay, like I know where you stand, So, and then they do this weird team exchange people where she sends him this guy and he gives her the other chick. So they do an exchange of crews. And then this is where Philippe kind of almost gives it away that Naomi's there, which I thought was really funny. I don't know why it's glitching on me now. Stop glitching. Stop glitching. Oh. Okay, there she is. So yeah, then Naomi talks to Philippe because of kind of like what Drummer said about their stories together. So he goes to find out because he can't really talk to Drummer anymore. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the source.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a sweet scene because he's finally starting to talk to his mom, like, and ask about stories. And I thought that was cool because it just shows
bonding.
Yeah, they're gonna bond, and he's gonna see how crazy his dad is more. Scott says that this series really read strong woman correctly. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Um, Frank Castle says, I forgot the old Earth chick name, but she likes dropping the F bombs. Avasarala. Yeah, I really like her because of that, because I have a potty mouth. So I appreciate her. Jeff, does she talk like that in the books? Like, is the F bomb thing like a character thing that they wrote for her in the series, or is that a book thing as well? I would be interested in knowing that.
Mhm.
Curtis says, now since Drummer knows Naomi's on the ship, will she rescue her? I don't think so, because right now, oh, there's like a bug on my wall. Um, I think now, like, she's gonna rescue her, but I think with Holden, because now Holden's heading that way. Now this other chick's on her ship, so she can't really, like, be like, I'm gonna go and rescue Naomi. But I think that maybe they're gonna meet up with a Rossi. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like she's gonna need more help than just, like, just strolling in there and being like, I'm gonna rescue Naomi now.
Yeah.
I think the Rossi needs help too.
I think
So
it's more she can calculate that at least she has someone on the ship besides her person who can help her with whatever her plan ultimately is.
right. And I see, I like the other thing too is, like, I think right now I'm less concerned about, like, them rescuing Naomi than, like, how the hell are Amos and, like, the other guy, like, how is everyone gonna meet up? This is like, now it's become like because Amos is still aimless on the planet. Uh, those two are, like, drifting in space, doing their own thing. How are they all going to come together? Because Rossi's, like, now, like, heading to this thing, but they're all going to need, like, each other to be able to fight this. Whatever, like
Yeah.
Marcos or whoever. Like, everybody needs to be there. So I don't think they're all going to, like, kind of, like, end up to go rescue Naomi separately. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's what I
Um,
love about the show.
Yeah. Frank says, I think she will rescue her. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Um,
Can't wait to see how.
yeah. Elvis, hello. Hello. Thank you for being here. It says, Holden is chasing Zemea. Marco will deal with that. Philip will stay with Marco. Sin will help Naomi escape. Wait, who's Sin again?
Who is Sin?
Yeah.
I thought Sin was the dark skinned chick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She doesn't like Naomi. I don't see how she would help her.
I don't think she'll help her. Then
Mm,
again, who knows? Maybe she's pretending. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so. She seemed like she wanted to kill her. She was like, next time you want to space that bitch, you know who you come to. I thought Tyr was the old guy. I Oops. Okay. Maybe, yeah, I can see Tyr definitely, or Sin, whatever his name is. Okay, I can see him doing something. I think maybe he might be like, you know what, Naomi, oh, Jeff says Sin is Tyr. I was wrong. Okay, so Sin, I could see him definitely doing something like letting Naomi go. Maybe
Yeah.
with Philip. Maybe with Philip. Maybe they'll be like, you know what? Fuck this. Like,
So
let's.
I mean, then that would be a team of 4.
And then, like, maybe they'll just go. This part I didn't get, by the way. Like, what was he doing? Like, because he was listening to them talk,
Yeah.
and then he kind of stopped and he went into this weird, like, he pulled up this like, this hologram of the ship, which was, whose ship is that?
Well, I think he got upset at seeing Philippe sort of bonding with his mom, and then he just like back to work.
Oh, but that's interesting though, because wouldn't you want to spy on them and, like, hear what they say if you're really conniving? I think I would.
Well, I think with them, it's a conflict between being conniving and also still having feelings for them that are complicated because it is sort of like a very bizarre family drama going on with them.
Yeah.
So he feels his son is pulling away and, you know, going back toward his ex. He may just be like, you know what, I can't do this right now.
Well, I just think, like, for example, if he was like really like Charles Manson, or if he was that kind of psycho, he would want to listen to the conversation, because conversations usually, let guards down, so learn a lot about a person, and you're able to manipulate them like that. So
Well,
if he was that psychotic, then I would think that he would want to listen to a private conversation between his son and her.
yeah, I don't think
He
he
also
is.
doesn't want her to brainwash him against him, right? So,
I don't think he's that psychotic. I think that if he had listened to them, he would have become more sort of sad and upset with the fact that they're not a family anymore. So I don't think that he's completely psychotic. I think he's sort of borderline, because I think he does believe in what he's doing, um, and he thinks he's going about it intelligently, and I think he feels like he this is the way it's done. Because even the mission, I forget the name of the episode, but um, it was based on historical conquest, right?
um,
So he may feel that this is all, very sort of professional, how he's going about it, freeing his people from colonizers, as opposed to just being a mass murderer for the sake of being a mass murderer.
well, see, that's interesting too with what Elvis is saying here, because he's saying, well, A, he wants to intercept the Rossi because that's what he's looking at, and B, that the conversation is being recorded. I didn't even think about that.
It's being recorded, but I mean, he's
So
not going to sit there and listen to it.
he could always go back and listen to it if he wanted to. He could be like, you know
He,
what?
he probably won't, because it's gonna bring up old feelings, and he doesn't want to deal with that.
uh, uh,
He's still in love
that's
with her. Period.
He is. He totally is. I know the results, but forget how they get there. We know Ty and Dan. We may get there differently. Oh, that's true. The books sometimes do differ. Um, yes, I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so here we go. Then this happens. So they have this conversation about her weird poem, and how they're like, different monsters, and like, she feels fear, because she actually is kind of like a human being, even though she has mods. She still is in touch with her humanity, and she kind of regrets being the way she is, versus Amos, who's completely cut himself off from his humanity and doesn't have any fear. And when she kind of points out to him that, like, what we did tonight was kind of fucked up. Like, we killed this dude. Uh, we didn't really have to kill him, but we
Mm.
did. And then now we've gotten his stuff. And now, you know, like, we kind of have to live with this, like what we did. And he's like, yeah, I don't think Holden would have approved of what we did tonight. I got to get back to my crew. I really like that because I was like, dude, like, he knows that he's becoming a wild animal again, and he knows that, like, kind of like the crew were his moral center. So he's like, oh man, like, before I lose it all, like, I got to make my way back to my crew.
But see, it still felt contrived to me because the guy was going to kill him. Like, what option did they have at that point?
Well, they had the option of never going there to begin with. That was one of the options.
But that wasn't I mean, it made sense that you would want to go somewhere where someone has resources and see if you could negotiate
Barter.
something,
Yeah.
or rob him, or rob him.
Oh, Robin, like, but that's the thing though, like, because I don't think I
Do
don't
you
well,
think they went there to specifically kill him?
no, I don't know. I think maybe Amos did, but like the other girl though, I feel like because she's so powerful, she didn't necessarily have to kill him. Like, they could have just like taken his gun, and like, because she was so fast, they could have just
Mhm.
kind of like taken his gun and like knocked him out, and then like tied him up in his house. Like, they didn't, like, she didn't need to kill him that viciously.
She didn't.
But she did, and then Amos was like, like, whatever, like, whereas usually people kind of like get affected when they see that kind of murder, or like where they're making decisions that they know that like is going to end badly, like, so like I think it's just he's kind of realizing like, oh, like I'm starting to like sink even more without my crew, because I'm starting to like not care at all, like, because that's usually how I am, like I don't usually give a shit, and they like, center him. So he's just kind of like, oh no, like if I keep going the way I am now, I'm going to end up doing something even worse, and I'm not going to care at all because I'm a monster. Like he knows he's a monster, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that they did so much to get that to that line,
Hmm.
that they didn't have to do. Like if they wanted him to go that route, they should have just maybe had him kill the guy. Take his gun and kill him, you know?
Right. Instead of her.
Yeah.
Mm. Jeff says killers are monsters, but I am not a monster because monsters are not afraid, Clarissa Mount. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she
And
said.
he's not afraid, so I guess he is a monster.
Yeah, he's never afraid. That's the thing. Like, so he thinks he's a monster. Which he kind of is, like, in a way, like he's so psychotic that, like, especially in the earlier seasons, I was always like, oh my
Mhm.
God, this guy. Like he's
But he's the kind of guy you want on your team, though.
Yeah, he's a psycho you want on your team, which is fun that he's on the Rossi. But like, whenever he was away from Naomi, like at first, like it was like he was Naomi's kind of like dog, right? Like
Mhm.
if she set him loose, he would go fucking nuts, like,
Mhm.
or like she would have to bring him back. Like he was like that kind. It was kind of like the Hulk and what's her name too? Scarlett Johansson's character,
Oh yeah. Um
where she would just kind of like be like, "Calm down now, Hulk," like, and he would be like, "Okay," and like he would like turn on green. He would become human again.
I
But
like
like,
that.
I just think that like, they had kind of like the same dynamic. So, and then like it extended to Holden when Naomi and Holden became an item, and then he realized that like, they're family now.
Yeah,
So
he's the family pet now.
yeah, he's the family pet. That's exactly what it is. So he's like, I gotta make my way back to my family, because if I don't, like he's gonna become a wild wolf, and he's gonna like, and he's literally in the woods now, so he's gonna go
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah, Hulk and Black Widow. Thank you. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name right now, but so yeah, so that was the episode. That's it, and I was very
Yeah.
sad because I was like, what? Where? Look at this. This is. I need the gate. Like,
Yeah.
what the? I'm
Settle more planets.
damn it. Like, they did one. Like, you can't give up after one planet. Like, one.
It wasn't even a good one.
No, it was a terrible one.
They were so happy to be there, and I was like, "Y'all should just get on your ship and go to the next one."
It's just
Why would you just I would have landed there and be like, "You know what? Nope."
yeah, no, no. Not interested in this planet. This planet sucks.
We have
Like, let's go to
thousands to
another one.
choose from.
Thousands, more like millions. Did you say how many freaking gates there were? Nina, is it just me, or is Marcos really not that scary in terms of what he is or what he's doing, especially after that encounter? He's never seemed scary to me,
Me either.
personally, but I don't know. Uh, you know what freaked me out was those weird creatures, like
Yeah.
the proto molecule zombies. Like that was cool. I was like, that stuff was freaky. This guy, he's not freaky.
He's not scary at all. I think it's just, what he's capable of, a nuclear weapon essentially in the hands of someone who is an extremist
Hmm.
is scary if you're on the other side of it. But it's like again with season 1, the real threat is this alien thing.
Hmm.
And none of the humans are paying attention to it.
Yeah, I I I want the Expanse to go back to the Expanse. Um, Curtis says Amos did not know Morales till morals. I'm guessing till his Rossi family. Yeah, I agree. I think he's just kind of like, oh my god, I'm a monster. Um, Philip says I like watching the after show.
Yeah.
There's an after show. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I think Amos has this thing of being able to switch on and off his morality, but without the people he cares about, it stays in the off button.
Oh, Jeff is talking about that too. The after show with Ty and that guy is good. Oh,
I haven't seen it.
I think I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, Scott says he's a tactician. He reminds me of someone like old Soviet military tacticians. I don't think he's that smart. I really
I don't
don't.
either. I don't
That's
think
why he's like
so.
he's like the fact that he was like, yeah, like so like this is what we're gonna do about the food on Earth. We're gonna grow more than Earth. I was like, what?
Now,
That's
to
a
be
planet.
fair, how he got the protomolecule, how he staged the kidnapping and
Uh-huh.
had his people on there to infiltrate the Tychos, that was brilliant. I
That
will
was
give him
pretty.
credit for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And the fact that he's able to somehow, well, not somehow, the fact that he's able to like um really basically make Mars like he's basically essentially he's taken Mars out of the game
Mhm.
because he took their like military he Mars is basically done. Like, that like what else do they got? Like
But it makes me wonder, where was Earth? When Mars was collapsing, just the Belters were buying stuff on the black market?
that's what it seems like
It's
as
weird.
as far as we know, like they were the
Well, and then again, I guess it does make sense since Mars and Earth were historically at war.
yeah, and they both have their own military. So
Yeah.
and then I guess like because Mars was trying, I guess Mars like started abandoning Mars anyway because of the gates.
Mhm.
And so he jumped on that and he was like, well, since you guys are abandoning Mars, why don't you sell me your shit? And they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
You're not gonna use this stuff, right? All this cloaking material,
Okay.
all these ships.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Aren't they gonna need the ships to go to the other alien worlds so that they can like, what if
This
they
is this is the thing. Again, this is one of the plot holes that you brought up last time. It's like all of this material you're gonna need on your new planets, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Mm-hmm.
would you you would keep all of this stuff? Because you're still gonna need a military. You're just moving from one planet to another.
And one like not even one planet. You're moving systems. You don't know what's there. Maybe there's something powerful there that you're gonna have to use that shit. Like I don't.
Exactly. Why would you sell your weapons when you're going out to explore?
That's so crazy. These Martians were dumb.
Yeah, they're dumber than I took them for. They're starting to look worse than they did.
Yeah, that's no good. Elvis says obviously Marco will take over, and if he falls, it will be in season 6. That's obvious now, but he's not taking Mars out of the game. Mars is putting the belt in the game. Well, that's dumb because why
I
would
guess
you make another faction more stronger than you are? If you're a
I guess
strong
they figure they
faction,
don't care. They're getting out of Dodge. They don't care anymore.
yeah, they're like whatever. Screw this. Curtis says, I believe the coup might have really affected the slow season. Maybe,
I know. They're
maybe,
like,
or
let's
maybe it's
film in
just
the
the book.
woods. It's out in the open.
Maybe this book sucked, and maybe it was one of the sucky books. Though I've read like from a lot of people that this was supposed to be the best book,
Yeah.
and I was like, really, this sucked. Like well, so far, maybe it'll have a good ending. I don't know. Maybe the aliens are gonna come. Come on, aliens!
When's the aliens?
I swear to God, if there's no aliens in this, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I mean, generally, like in the whole series, I'm gonna be like, what the f, man? Like, what kind of expanse is this? Scott says, I wonder if Mars is using Marco as a distraction in the belt in terms of creating chaos. How better way to weed out the belt? Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. Like, because now they're like the Earth is going to kind of declare war on the belt. So they're going to start taking out the belt.
Well, I would have thought that, except that Bobby and Alex had a whole conversation about Mars essentially dying.
Yeah. That's what I thought too, Jane. I mean, like until we had that conversation about them having that conversation. But then I think to myself, well, isn't Mars like a big place? So maybe it's like factionally it's falling into place. Like maybe some factions are still sticking around, like the diehard Marsers are like, no, Marsers, like, like I don't
Mars
know, Martian.
forever.
Yeah. We're like, we like Mars. We're not leaving. Um, Jess says, where do you think the Martians are going? Maybe they have all the stuff they need. They have a plan too. Maybe. I mean, you've read the book, so yeah, seems like maybe they do have a plan. That
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe they're just dumb. I have no idea. Uh,
yeah, I don't know.
Curtis says, Scott, not with Macro or Marco, sorry, having the last Porto. Huh?
So you don't think that Marco has the last of it? That there's some more out there?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
I
I
don't
hope
think it.
so.
I think what's going to happen is that the monsters, like maybe he does something to trigger it or tries to use it, and the monsters come, and that's the new enemy of mankind.
The proto zombies.
The things that, yeah, destroyed the builders.
Ooh, that's like the weird worm creatures, though.
Yeah,
Wait,
those creatures. I think they're coming.
I hope so. I'm waiting for them to show up. Man, it's
Yeah, I don't
starting
think
to look
it'll
like that's
be.
going to be in season 6, though.
I don't think they're gonna do the zombie thing again with the hybrids. I
Yeah.
just that that
Mm-mm.
would be too much repetition.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But like I think if they do come with that, like with the weird aliens, I think that if they do that, it's going to be season 6 or maybe the season finale of 5, and then 6 is going to be about that.
Yeah.
But it's starting to look like this whole season is going to be about this, you know, Marco and how the Rossi are going to get back together and blah 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 blah, because they're also like far apart now. And if they're like dragging on one episode this long about Amos and he hasn't even like he doesn't even have a way off planet yet. Like, I'm like, dude.
It's like it's time to go. Well,
He's just like, oh yeah, maybe it's time I get back to my crew. Really? Took you a
isn't
whole freaking episode to realize that?
wasn't he trying to do that all along? I thought that was the whole point.
No, he was trying to rescue her. He was
I
like,
mean, once he got her, like, weren't they headed to the crew?
no, because he said, let's go to Boston because there's more people there that can like take care of like, like more people thrive under these kind of conditions when like the government falls apart or whatever. So I thought they were going back to his friend, the one that told him like never to come back. Uh, and then they like as they were cutting their way through, they went through this forest and this whole thing happened.
But you said how you see how weird that sounds, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because you never intended to stay on Earth.
No,
Now you have your friend who was with you before. You would just get her and go back to your ship.
I mean, yeah, sorry, Jeff says Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore.
This story is just kind of weird. The deeper you delve into it, the weirder this storyline was.
Yeah, it just makes me think like, what the hell, man? Like, where are we going with this? Elvis says Mars is the new old big bad. I mean, Belters took Cortazar from Kreese, but Marco doesn't have him. I don't know. I don't know if Mars is that smart. Maybe.
I don't think Mars is a player anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But maybe it is. Maybe Jeff is right, and they've got a plan that we can't see. Maybe they've rigged all those ships. I mean, that
But
could be something.
he doesn't need him though because he has a protomolecule.
That's true.
It's like now his plan again doesn't make any sense. Once you have that, you literally don't need anything else.
What I mean, he's kind of dumb though, because what if like, breaks by accident and then you all end up proto molecule
Right.
weirdos? Like, I mean, it's just gonna be like, well, what the hell were we doing this for? Like, I don't know.
And they could have just gone to a planet. All of it just is dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah, the season is not like like now that we're discussing it, I'm like this. I'm starting to like it less and less. Anyone, Scott says, anyone want to bet that Mars could turn off that ship or those ships that Marco has? Why would Mars just give him ships that are set?
Why would Mars give him cloaking technology? Like after the first time Earth was hit, if Mars were really that concerned, they would have called Earth and said, "Hey, he's using the stuff we gave him."
I agree. I feel like maybe you guys are onto something though. I feel like maybe Mars, I don't know, maybe they're thinking about something. Maybe they're
That
like,
would make them complicit in the attack on Earth.
maybe they don't give a fuck because they didn't like Earth. They didn't like Earth all that much. Maybe they were trying to do that. They were like,
Divide and conquer.
yeah, like, fuck them. Like, I don't know. It would seem that way a little bit. Maybe it's a faction.
They would really sit back and just let millions of Earthers die? You think
Yeah,
Martians
why
would
not?
do that?
Why not? All is fair in love and war, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if they really if they wanted Earth out of the picture, and they want and I mean, technically, that would be an interesting method of doing it because now only people that look guilty are, the belters, and the belters could be like, or like Mars could be like, well, they stole all of this stuff. We didn't give it to them, like, and
We
Earth is
don't know.
okay.
Golly gee, we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
All of our ships were just gone one day.
One day they're just gone. I don't know how. They stole it. They stole it from us. Oh, that's funny. Have you heard Adam Swavartre? I mean,
Mamatere?
I don't know who that is. Who is that? Let me see. I have to Google it. Oh my god, it didn't even come up. How do you spell? SAVA. Wow. Who is that? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, the Martian admiral.
Oh.
See, now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to what he's saying because you're telling me to go listen to it. But he was talking really like proud Martian shit. I remember he was like, and this is how you win a war, and he was talking about the art of war. And I thought that speech was interesting. So you're starting to make me think that maybe Mars did have something to do.
Maybe they did. Maybe they were just like, you know what? The belters are crazy. Let's load them up with stuff.
Yeah, let's kind of use them
arm them.
patsies.
Oh, it's sort of like when we armed the Taliban.
Exactly. It's exactly what it's like. And it's funny that we talked about the leader of the Taliban looking like Marco from the very beginning. So it seems like he really is Osama bin Laden.
That's funny.
There's layers to this, guys. There's layers. It seems like they are the patsies. That's pretty funny. Let's see what else is going on. Jeff says, like Elvis says, remember the Martian admiral and his aide and their conversation with Alex. Ooh, yeah. Those guys did seem like they were like planting some shit.
Now I have to rewatch it again.
See, that's the thing too. Like when that happened, I was like, these guys are making it way too easy to be like she's like, oh, like I'm done with our date. Like, so I'm gonna go drop off some weapons now. Like it was like so it was too easy. Like I was like his first like thing and he gets a bite. Like it takes a while usually before like that kind of thing happens. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
they made it seem like Martians were basically just having a fire sale as
Yeah,
opposed to a black market.
totally. It was like a we're going out of business sale. Like come and buy all of our weapons. We're getting out of here. Curtis says, it angers Bobby that Mars and the Belters are helping each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it anger you? I would be freaking angry too. That's bullshit. Elvis says Mars has 3, 4, or even 5 more Donager class battleships, among others. Free Navy that Mars created is no problem to Mars. That's true too. I mean, they do have a lot more ships.
Yeah, it could be. They
Mhm.
could spare these.
Yeah, so a lot of good, interesting theories. I'm looking forward to the next episode, and I'm hoping it's not going to be like a fucking filler one because I swear if it's another one about aimless Amos trying to make his way to Baltimore so he can get a freaking spaceship, it's going to be like I'm going to be pissed. We need
Yeah.
more Holden. He's the main character. This is bullshit. Uh, Curtis says, "I want a television series, Bobby." Mars Vice Cop.
Praise God.
That's funny.
I like I was just getting used to the whole Balix thing. Now that's over.
Oh my God. I'm so sad about that whole thing. Like, that's fucked up. Jeff says, who is Mars now, though? The Martian parliament was bombed. Maybe it was a setup. It was like 9/11. Like, maybe they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
You never know. It was like a, false flag. They're
I
trying to be
question
like, yeah, yeah, we got bombed too, guys. Uh,
right? Now I'm questioning everything.
yeah, because it's like, oh, like think about it though. Like the Earth gets like what 10 freaking asteroids hurled at them, and then like Mars gets one bomb at the Parliament. Like, give me a break. Like,
Yeah. I
why don't
know.
you?
For us.
Yeah, like why didn't they send any asteroids to Mars? Like, there's no. That's it. Like, I don't know, one bomb. It seems pretty damning. Elvis says Mars is those from Mars who made that bombing possible. Yeah, yeah. It seems like they let the canaries in the coal mine, so to speak. I do not know what a false flag is. You hang out on John Talks, you know what that is. Anyways, it's a good episode. Okay, episode. Let's be honest. That was.
Yeah. And I think Nall's comment too, Belton should have just left through the gate with their new ships and tech and said, don't follow us. That would have
Mhm.
been the simplest strategy.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I've wanted the Expanse to be the Expanse, and it's not been the Expanse at all this season.
Been back to Earth.
Well, it's weird because like when we were talking earlier, and also like some of the comments that I read online about this season, like even from Gary has been like, "Oh, this season's so great." Compared to the last season, and I'm like, really? Like the last season had some stuff, like like they went to other places. Like, yeah, they were on a planet, but they were doing things. And then they had like the Rossi up in, the atmosphere, and things were happening. And like in each episode, you were like, oh, what's going to happen in the next episode? And this season, I'm kind of like, okay, like I'm not really wondering what's going to happen next episode. I'm not as like I was in episode like 4 or whatever, or what was it, episode 3, when like they got like the asteroids hit, and I was like, okay, like what's gonna happen now? And now I'm kind of like flattened out again. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like the
Yeah,
excitement is not there.
I enjoy each episode, but it's like afterward when you think about it a little bit deeper
Yeah,
and have these conversations and it starts to fall apart.
totally, Jane, totally. And then like I was with my husband and because we watched the series together, and like I said, first he calls Amos aimless Amos, which is like now a thing. He's like, where is Amos now? And I'm like, oh my god. And I feel like this is what this season's been. It's been kind of aimless. Like I feel like I'm like, where the aim of the other season was like, okay, we got to get the expanse, we got to get the proto molecule, we got to do this, we got to do that. And now it's like, oh, we got to stop the belters. Like,
But maybe that's part of it. I mean, when they're separated, they are aimless. They're lost. They're not thinking as clearly.
that's true.
Um,
That's true. They're not
maybe that's
they're
what the
not
show
united.
is. Yeah.
That's true too. And sometimes you got to kind of like be like that to, you know, get back together and like put your core together and understand that you're stronger together kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, but I had a bad feeling about it when they were all splitting up. I was like, oh no, this is going to be one of those seasons where they're all.
Naomi's thing
You know
didn't
what
make
I
any
mean?
sense to me, though. I mean, like, why would you leave? You wouldn't even have Holden come as backup. Like, that doesn't. Like you said, he could have stayed on the ship.
When she left, Naomi, and she was like, I got to go do this on my own. I was like, dude, like, first of all, like, I was like, okay, like, let her think that way. I totally thought that Holden was going to be like, yeah, honey, you go and do your thing. And then, like, I totally thought he was going to be following her,
Hmm.
like, you know, just, you know, incognito, like, not even with the Rossi, like, that he would just, like, follow her to, like,
Right.
wherever she would go.
That would have
And
been the
he ended
Holden
up
thing to
staying with the
do.
Rossi. Yeah. I was like, dude, do something.
You're gonna let her just walk over to Marco
Yeah.
and not do anything, really, really, Holden.
What the hell? Cavatin, your Expanse on or Expanse off? What the? Oh my. Elvis says, I think the drummer will become captain of Medina Station, working for Marco.
Working for
Whoa.
Marco.
Mm, I don't think so, man. Well, maybe for a bit, maybe to get it, gain his trust, and then bam, knife in the back. I don't know. Curtis says planet asteroid bomb stolen from Star Blazers. That's funny. Yeah. So any final thoughts, Jane?
No, I am excited for the next episode. I always want to know what's around the corner with these characters,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait to see them united. I don't know how that's going to happen at this
Mm-hmm.
point,
Yeah.
and I still want to see what happens with Marco. Who takes him out? There's so many possibilities.
What? Okay. So what's your money on so far,
Philippe,
Philippe? Okay.
yeah.
So Philippe and the old guy, Sear.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like
Like both together, or
because
just Philippe alone?
mainly Philippe. I think he's the only one besides Naomi that can get close enough.
Mm.
And so I think it's gonna be him.
Um, I think maybe Marco. I don't know. Maybe Marco. I don't know. I kind of want it to be drummer, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for drummer, but I
He
can
could
see
do
I can
both. I mean,
see
she could
Philippe.
start the attack and he could deal the death blow.
That would be awesome. Null White says, "How long can the elderly UN lady stay on the moon with low G? She was stationed there. Yeah, she. Well, I don't think she was stationed there. She went there uh voluntarily because she was kind of like blackballed from everything on Earth. So she went there to be able to stay in politics.
Alyssa seems like she's in great shape though.
She does. She was holding it way better than the other guy. Like that other guy was like falling all over himself. And she was like, "Are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
let me help you up." So yeah, Jeff says Holden had to stay with the Rossi and protect his coffee maker.
Right. Him and that cup of coffee, I swear.
I
Oh,
mean, I understand. I like coffee too, but man,
they only did it for the gimmick of him like holding it
if
in
my
midair.
baby or if my girlfriend was going after her baby daddy, I'd be like, "Listen, bitch, I'm coming with you." Uh,
Right. Even if he was just a regular dude, like
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
this is not happening.
You're not going to see your ex on your own. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like no. Not this freaking maniac, too. Philip says doors and corners. Everybody.
Doors and corners?
Okay. That makes sense. Doors and corners. Jeff says that too. That's gone way over my head. I don't understand that. I think that Rossi will kill him ship to ship combat. Ooh. That would be nice because it's space. I would be interested in space. But
Space
then that's
War.
dangerous though, because they have the proto molecule, so they can't just go around like shooting shit and having the proto molecule like just go all over the place.
And
So,
that is the risk that takes me back to how can anyone be a threat to him under any
oh right. See, I'm sorry. I forgot that. Doors and corners, something
No.
Miller said in season 1. That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Dread Pirate Milky. Thank you very much.
Mm.
Uh yes, yes. Somebody else is pointing that out. I'm sorry.
Everyone
Here,
seems to know it.
man, that was I'm sorry about that. Although Miller is my favorite character, I totally forgot that he said that. See, I need to watch this show again. This is why it's good to like, let yourself forget things and then you can rewatch things and then you'll enjoy it all over again. But okay, well, Jayne, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I feel the exact same way about what you said. And I am excited to see the next episode. I just feel like let's go.
Yeah.
But other than that, of course, I'm excited. This is one of my favorite shows. Um, I just felt, you know what I felt? I don't know if you ever seen that episode of Seinfeld when he talks about like episodes that are coming up, like like there's only like 5 minutes left to the episode for it to end, and you're like, wait a minute, like he makes fun of it, and he's like, you look at your clock and you're like, there's only like 5 minutes left of the show, and they haven't made it yet. Like like that's how I felt. Like I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, it's over, and like this is where we're leaving off. So I want them to like just let's go somewhere, like
Yeah.
And Dred says, I miss Miller too. I totally miss Miller. I really hope he comes back. The only reason that I have hope in the proto molecules that maybe Miller will come back, and I'm like, please, just let it explode again so I can see Miller. I don't even care. Kill all those freaking bastards, including Naomi. I don't even care. I just want to see Miller.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll like get powers like Holden if she becomes part of the proto molecule.
Oh.
It's when a cop checked doors and corners first. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, yeah. All right, so Jayne, we've talked about this for almost 2 hours now, so I think we're good. Would you like to tell the people where they can find you?
Sure, you can find me here on YouTube where I post movie and television reviews and pop culture commentary. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And it was Parlor, but who knows if that's a thing now. Uh, definitely follow me there to find out wherever else I happen to be on various streams and whatnot. I enjoy being here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, Jayne. Every week now, right?
Yes.
Sundays, we're going to be talking about, well, for the next, I guess, 4 weeks since there's only 4 episodes left.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll do another one to talk about the whole season.
We have to make Infinite Theory a thing now.
I think so too. I feel like we really should. Like we'll just like hang out and talk about stuff, and then we can like switch channels
Hmm.
like every other week or whatever. Like you can do one on yours and I can do one on mine, like after the Expanse finishes.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, yeah, we should definitely do that. Because we actually do like a lot of the same stuff too.
Hmm.
And we watch a lot of the same stuff. So we can talk about a lot of stuff. And of course there's always something in the news like Alex being freaking not in season 6 now with this
Oh,
bullshit. I can't believe this. This
can't
is
believe it.
damn it. And of course it had to be the brown guy. I'm so
Right.
pissed.
And he
Bullshit.
had to be a Martian. Dang it.
I'm just so annoyed. But anyways, yes, great discussion indeed. Thank you, chat, for being here today. Curtis, thank you so much. Jeff, Elvis, you guys, Nall, Scott, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Tyron Leshen, thank you. Who else was here? Philip. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy that you were here to be part of this discussion. Elvis, of course, I think I said that already. Cockney Scott was here and was eating popcorn. I appreciate you for being here. Cavatinho was here. I can't find his chat, but he had a nutty mind tonight. And he was definitely here. Frank Castle was here. I really enjoyed this discussion with you guys. Philip was here. I just saw his name, but I didn't click it. Yeah, so thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Please check out Jayne's channel. It's in the description below. And we'll be back next Sunday to speak more about the next episode, episode 7. And let's see if some of our theories were right and which were wrong. So have a good evening, everybody, and good night.
Bye.